Now on Coast TV News.
The icy cold weather continues this morning with feels like temperatures into the teens and 20s. The Arctic air hangs around through the week with another chance of accumulating snow on Saturday. Detail.
I'll give you a first-hand look at the current conditions out on Coastal Highway as we are currently on the second day of the snowstorm.
Help for the homeless, how local organizations are dealing with the aftermath of that snowstorm and their efforts of providing aid to those in need.
New session in Annapolis. We look at the priorities of Eastern Shore legislators on the first day of the new Maryland General Assembly.
This is Coast TV News Today.
And it is Wednesday, January 8th, 2025. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning. I'm Paige Marley. Thank you all for being up with us during our 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah, I got a shoveling check here for you, Paige. I have a pickup. I don't have one of those covers.
No?
So this was the most snow I've had to remove from the bed since I've owned it.
I bet you buy one of those covers soon.
Birthday present.
Your birthday's not for a long time.
I don't know.
Okay.
Just trying to avoid paying for it.
I know you are. But yeah, that's a good idea, definitely. A lot of roads, I'm surprised. I don't know what the deal is. Still not really that plowed, so be careful when you head outside today. But we're going to bring in Bob right now. Bob, is there a point in plowing if we get more snow on Saturday?
I think there is, because you want to get rid of that slush and standing water. And good morning, guys. Yeah, you definitely want to plow. The secondary roads are still a little sketchy. The main highways are in pretty good shape. That said, if you are venturing out, it is pretty slippery. 24 in Del Mar right now in Georgetown, 25 in Redden, 26 in Ocean City, Bethany Beach at 25. We're looking at winds gusting 15, 20 miles per hour, even higher than that at Indian River Inlet. So the feels like temperatures 18 in Del Mar, 15 in Georgetown right now. Feels like 13 in Indian River Inlet and 20 in Rehoboth. We do have some mid to high level clouds, which could be keeping our temperatures up just a little bit. Nothing in the way of precipitation. We continue in this northwesterly flow. There are some snow showers well to our north and west. We're not looking at that today. In fact, we're looking at sun, a few clouds and cold conditions out the door, temperatures into the low 20s. And then we're looking at those winds ramping up again today. By noon, around 30 inland areas. There will be some melting in the sun today, but remember that refreezes once the sun goes down, and we're only topping out near 30, but much colder with the wind. And then as temperatures fall below freezing, actually they'll be below freezing much of the day. We're looking at those icy conditions this evening. Temperature and wind chill today, 25 or at least 20s this morning, feeling like teens and feeling like teens all day with actual temperatures right around 30. More on the cold and that next chance of snow possible for Saturday coming up a little bit later in the newscast.
All right, thanks, Bob. School closings in effect again this morning, and we continue to track the conditions on the roads and the efforts by state and local agencies to get them cleared.
And getting a first-hand look at all of those conditions is Coast TV's Elisa Weber on Coastal Highway in our First Alert Weather Jeep. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt and Paige. Yes, I'm inside today. I'm actually driving on Coastal Highway right now. I'm going to give you a look at what we are currently seeing. These roads, they're not too bad out on the main roads here. A little bit of black ice here and there as everything was kind of melting yesterday with that sun we saw. But the problem is with that melting, then when it gets super, super cold, that all turns into ice. So obviously you need to drive slowly, be extra cautious. There are people out on the roads already this morning as some work may be opening back up for people. But again, there is still snow out here, so you do want to watch on those back roads especially. We did see DelDOT yesterday plowing the back roads and the main roads, but right now on Coastal Highway, in pretty good condition right now. But again, just definitely keep your eye out on the road. Be extra cautious, extra careful. Back to you two.
All right, Elisa, thank you. Be careful out there. Well, for days, community organizations have been working to help the homeless during this winter storm. Local agencies banding together to provide food, water, even mattresses for those facing homelessness. Returning to their tents, it may take a while since, of course, those are now buried under the snow in the woods. Extra assistance from nonprofits is much appreciated.
By all means, if anybody has food donations that they would like to contribute, either things like canned goods or prepared meals, you'd be very welcome to have that.
And Malone says originally temporary shelter was supposed to end Tuesday afternoon, but now that will be extended until Monday.
And there are a number of community centers here to help. Code Purple provides overnight shelter for the homeless, and some of their locations include Rehoboth Beach, Georgetown, Milford, Seaford, and Lewis. And you can find more on all of Code Purple's hours and locations on the Coast TV app and website, coasttv.com.
After all, the snow kept most businesses on the coast closed. Tuesday meant it was a toss-up really on whether or not someone's favorite store, shop, restaurant was open. Now that the roads have cleared up a bit, hours they still may look a little different for most businesses. One person, Tracy Rosetto, owns Critter Beach in Rehoboth and says they stayed open all day but had not one customer aside from the mailman.
I think people are being very cautious. If they don't have to go out, they're not going to do it. It's not going to melt quickly with the cold temperatures. People that have to go to work, of course, are going to it. I think tomorrow you're going to see a big change. I think people, one, are getting bored.
And this may be the look for businesses throughout the week, though, as these temperatures remain pretty low.
New this morning, we are taking a live look at Rehoboth Beach as we work on a third day of clearing snow, trying to get things back to normal. We've got to look at the boardwalk there, Paige. It's been quite an effort to get this clearing done.
Yeah, definitely. Tim Furlong from our NBC Bureau in Delaware shows us how people living in Sussex County and other parts of the state are handling the most significant snowstorm that we've had in about 2 years.
Housed in Kent County has just a few hundred residents, a firehouse, a tiny post office, and the highest snow total amount in Kent County. But follow the Del-Doc truck down the highway and you'll find even more snow in the Sussex County beach towns.
Everything was kind of cleared out. Some of the back roads are still snow covered, but we have four-wheel drive. We have a Jeep. It's fun. And you know, it's fun not driving it in the sand. We're driving it in the snow.
You could rename Rehoboth Resnobeth. The town got hit hard. Businesses spent the day clearing their sidewalks, and visitors?
I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, they couldn't help but want to come see the snow-covered beach no matter how cold or windy it was, and it was both of those things for sure.
It'll be warm. It'll be warm soon, and, you know, we'll be swimming in the ocean soon enough, but it's beautiful, the snow.
Up the road in Lewis, many downtown businesses were almost literally snowed shut. Lots of neighbors brushing off their cars, not helped at all by the sub-freezing temperatures.
I love the snow when I don't have to shovel it.
But today you have to shovel it.
But today I have to shovel. But it's a beautiful day.
It really is pretty to look at, but some folks are already over all this snow and are ready for spring and even better for some summer.
Oh, I pray every year we never get snow, but we still get it.
Gotcha.
Last year was wonderful, but this year, no.
Happening today at noon, the 447th session of the Maryland General Assembly begins. Several legislators representing the Eastern Shore say one bill they want to pass is a bill from last session, and that would prevent roadside panhandling in Wicomico County. Another bill that could be introduced would lower the sales tax from 6 to 5%, but expanding it to goods and services that aren't currently taxed now.
New this morning, today's flood protections will be a focus in Dewey Beach. According to the town, a public hearing will be taking place for an ordinance that would allow homeowners to increase freeboard height by 1 additional foot for properties that are in flood zones. This all comes after town council approved an ordinance in October that required freeboards to be 2 feet tall. A freeboard is a structure that goes underneath a home to lift it off the ground. The town says this additional foot of height would be a voluntary measure for homeowners. All right, we're now going to take a live look from where former President Jimmy Carter now lays the U.S. Capitol ahead of his funeral on Thursday. It'll be a day of solemn reflection and remembrances as people pay their respects.
He will be buried tomorrow afternoon back at his home in Georgia, this after a funeral service at the National Cathedral in Washington.
NBC's Chris Pallone shows us how U.S. officials are preparing to honor the life and work of the 39th president.
In Washington, people are pausing to reflect on the life and legacy of President Jimmy Carter.
James Earl Carter Jr. loved our country. He lived his faith. He served the people. And he left the world better than he found it.
In a ceremony bringing together leaders and dignitaries with the Carter family, the Capitol welcomed the 39th president back to Washington, remembering Carter as a man who performed a lifetime of selfless service after his one term in the White House.
The longest post-presidency of any American president ever, he focused on making the lives of his fellow men better.
The late president's final journey began Tuesday at the Carter Center in Atlanta, the base for his post-presidency charitable work. His flag-draped coffin loaded onto a presidential aircraft designated Special Air Mission 39 for the trek to Washington. Carter's path through the Capitol reflecting the path of his life, A stop at the U.S. Navy Memorial, which he authorized in 1980, acknowledging the former president's time at the Naval Academy and service as a submarine engineer. A horse-drawn caisson traveled the streets where Carter began a modern-day tradition of walking in the inaugural parade. Then at the Capitol, a solemn ceremony steeped in enduring American traditions. A stop at the place where nearly 50 years ago a humble peanut farmer raised his hand and became a world leader. Chris Pallone, NBC News, Washington.
All right, we have a lot more news to get to this morning on Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, the dog days are over for this little one right here. We'll tell you how this pup and its owner have very different reactions to the snowfall in Sussex County.
Also ahead, temporary transitions in Delaware. We're going to tell you how Sussex native Bethany Hall-Long is making history as she begins 2 weeks as the state's governor.
But first, the IRS says its free tax filing program opens on Friday. How the agency says you can get a head start on tax season. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Today at 4 on Coast Life, how a local organization is changing lives in Sussex County by helping the homeless, hungry, and those in need. Plus, in the great debate, a cozy snow day or clear skies. Today at 4 on Coast TV.
Who wants to drag out a bulky vacuum? Introducing Horsepower Duck, a super compact vac with ultra-powerful suction. Clean up that mess in the kitchen, the spill on the sofa, even sawdust in the workshop. Just duck it up. The compact design can reach the tightest places, so store it in any drawer where it's always at your fingertips. You can even store it in your glove box for the ultimate car vac. The HEPA filter helps remove dust and allergens. Plus, it dumps out with ease, so it's ready to clean again. Get the Horsepower Duck hand vac for just $39.99. Order right now and we'll upgrade you to the Duck Pro package, a $30 value, yours free. You get the bendable tube, the crevice nozzle, and the soft brush nozzle, but supplies are limited, so there's a strict limit of 3 ducks per order. This may be your last chance to get yours at this low price, so don't delay. Duck it up today.
Call 1-800-581-3085 or visit duckback.com. So call 1-800-581-3085 or visit duckback.com now.
I've built a community, I've built a home here, and it's not pack up boxes every 3 years. It's a space that I'm invested in, my husband's invested in, and it really makes it just feel special. The stories that we cover every day, we also live every single day. So the stories that we tell are the ones that also impact us. We speak with people at the grocery store, our neighbors, our colleagues, our friends. We're all in this together.
Coast TV, our community, your news, where every story hits close to home. Get the Coast TV News app, the latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Coastal news customized to your needs. Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices. Coast TV, our community, your news.
It is exactly 5:13 on this frosty, cold Wednesday morning. Spicer Brothers, Cam and Salisbury see all the snow around SU right now. 24 in Georgetown, Redden 25, 24 in Ocean Pines, Indian River Inlet 26. You factor in the winds that are gusting over 20 miles per hour at times. That's knocking that feels like temperature into the teens, even around 20 in Redden. Feels like 17 in Delmar, 17 in Bethany Beach, so bundle up. We are seeing some mid to high level clouds. Otherwise, we're looking at a mix of sun and clouds as we continue in this cold northwest flow today. Drivecast, the sky's looking good. Good sky conditions, mostly sunny. It's the roads that are slippery and icy, and those roads will melt a little bit today. For the morning commute, it's icy, and then for the evening, watch for that slush and water refreezing once again and the slippery roads continuing.
Thank you. New this morning, Georgetown bouncing back after that snowstorm. The town saying parking restrictions along the emergency snow routes have now been lifted. Locals still encouraged drive carefully as those roads remain slippery. The town also says trash and recycling pickup will now happen Saturday, January 11th.
Now, earlier we saw Lisa Weber on Coastal Highway updating us on road conditions. And as a good reminder, when driving in the snow and ice, here are some things to consider. Drivers, slow down and increase following distance. Gentle acceleration and braking is best on icy roads. Use slow steering movements. And if you do happen to skid, do so in the direction you intend to go.
The IRS saying that its free file guided tax software will be available starting Friday, but those guided software tools aren't written by the IRS. They come from trusted partners who are part of the free file program. To make sure you get to use the software for free, though, you must access the vendor sites through links at irs.gov.
All right, Paige, it's the beginning of Girl Scout cookie season. Yay!
Ooh.
But the end is near for two flavors. The Girl Scouts of the USA announced the s'mores and Toastia cookies will be discontinued after this year. The s'mores debuted in 2017, and the French toast-inspired cookies they rolled out in 2021.
Still ahead this morning, temporary transition in Delaware. Bethany Hall-Long will take over as governor for 2 weeks before Matt Meyer's inauguration. We're going to tell you what she says her plans are during her term in office.
The Hershey exteriors camera showing cold Ocean City, even that water freezing a little bit with temperatures into the 20s. We're still digging out from the big snow we got a couple of days ago. It's cold and breezy. That's continuing. We could see another shot of accumulating snow on Saturday. Keep the snow shovels handy. Your forecast details coming up in 2 minutes.
Mondays at 5 on Big 107.7. It's time to huddle up and talk football.
We're talking touchdowns, tackles, and everything in between. From game-changing plays to the latest news around the league.
We'll take a deep dive into all of the plays that made a difference.
We'll see you in the end zone.
Catch the End Zone, Mondays at 5 on Big 107.7. Sponsored by Tyndall's Casual Furniture and North Star Heating and Air Conditioning.
You need to lose weight, but you hate lugging out that big blender for a healthy shake. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. Designed like this shake bottle you take to the gym, it has the motor and blades built right into the lid. Bionic Blade quickly creates smooth drinks just like the big blenders. But this is portable, so you can make a shake anywhere. Make pina coladas right by poolside. Even grind coffee beans and make a quick, refreshing iced coffee pick-me-up on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 and we'll even ship it to you free. But wait, order now and get 2 sipping lids, a second large blender container, plus the sports lid. Yours free. You'll get this entire portable blending system for just $29.99. Call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-709-7148 or go to buybionicblade.com. So call 1-800-709-7148 or you can order online at buybionicblade.com.
2025 came to Delmarva with a bang.
Take this Monday seriously.
With the first major winter storm of the year.
Roads are snow covered and slick. Best to stay home.
And the CoastTV First Alert Weather Team was there every step of the way. Across TV, radio, online, and social.
We have snow-covered roads pretty much the entire peninsula.
Guiding, informing, protecting. This year and beyond, we've got you covered. CoastTV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
Listen to Big 107.7, Delmarva's classic rock station.
We're approaching 5:18 on this Wednesday morning. We're getting a live look at some of the bright lights along the water in Ocean City 2 days after the snowstorm, Bob, and many people are still digging out.
Still digging out, and you know, it was so windy yesterday, Matt. There was a lot of blowing and drifting, so you might have dug out, and then you're doing a second round and a third round, probably looking a lot like this with that blowing and drifting snow. We're going to be seeing more of that today. We're still digging out, blowing and drifting, and we're going to have water and slush on the roads today, but that's going to refreeze the sunset. Watch for that. Bitterly cold wind chills in the single digits and teens as we go through Thursday. We're watching the coast Saturday. Yes, we have another threat for accumulating snow then. We're looking at temperatures right now, not too bad. They're cold, but not frigid. 24 in Delmar and Georgetown, 25 in Rehoboth, Bethany Beach, 25, and Ocean City right now at 27 as we've got winds still pretty gusty, 10 to 20 miles per hour. That's knocking that feels like temperature down to about 13 in Indian River Inlet, 15 in Georgetown, 20 in Redden. So make sure you bundle up and layer up out the door and watch it out the door. It is slippery. We have a lot of slick secondary roads out there. As we're looking at mid to high level clouds right now across Delmarva, nothing in the way of precipitation. We're in this northwesterly flow, and we have some lake effect snow showers from West Virginia to Pennsylvania and New York. That's pretty typical as Arctic air moves over the warmer lake waters, and then we're looking at that Arctic air continuing to pour out of Canada. The good news is there's no storms developing yet out here. We're quiet across the plains and much of the east, but hang on. We've got some changes on the way. Here's Futurecast this morning. We're in the 20s, slowly warming through the 20s as those winds ramp up again this afternoon. More blowing and drifting snow, and temperatures near 30 by noon. As we go into the middle part of the afternoon, I think we're staying below freezing, some clouds, and once again, some melting on some of those roads in the direct sunlight, and then refreeze this evening once again as temperatures fall from the 20s into the teens, and then upper teens and lower 20s tomorrow morning. It's going to be frigid as the winds actually ramp up even more on Thursday. Pretty windy by the afternoon, and temperatures still remaining below freezing. Those winds gusting to about 30 miles per hour or so this afternoon. That's going to cause more blowing and drifting snow and limiting visibility. Still breezy through the overnight. And then Thursday, those winds really ramp up 35 to maybe 40 miles per hour, really knocking those wind chills down. Now, as we go through this morning, it feels like teens, and it's going to feel like teens this afternoon. Single digits as we go into Thursday morning. Feels like temperatures, and then teens by the afternoon. And there's that system for Saturday. Could bring a shot of snow. How much? Maybe a couple of inches. We'll continue to watch that. I'll have a better handle on those accumulations tomorrow. But right now, it looks like mainly morning snow Saturday, and then it starts to move out. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast. Cold the next several days and windy Thursday. Teens Thursday and Friday morning. 34 Friday, and then Saturday is a yellow alert day for some accumulating snow, especially in the morning. But then things calm down after that, close to 40 by Monday. Here's our umbrella winner for today, and congratulations to Ronald Staines from Selbyville. Brand new umbrella for Ronald, courtesy of Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Thank you, Bob, and don't forget, Coast TV News continues to be your source for this winter storm and the potential weather that we'll be getting this weekend. We're going to continue to have coverage on your television, on coasttv.com, our apps, and on our radio station, so we will be your source for the weather event.
One day in as Delaware's new governor, and already time is running out for Sussex County native Bethany Hall Long. She was sworn in on Tuesday. She will be governor for the 2 weeks in between John Carney's term, who is now the mayor of Wilmington, and incoming Governor Matt Meyer. Hall Long says she is the nation's first nurse governor and touched on her Sussex County roots during the swearing-in ceremony.
You know what you learn about when you're on a farm? You know what you do? You show up every day. You work really hard. You got to do whatever you have to do, no matter what the hours. Yes, Mr. Secretary Bag is looking at me. And you know what the bottom line is? You care deeply about one another, and you have one another's backs. And that's what Delaware has been about.
Yeah, Hall Long is just the second woman governor in state history. Milford's Ruth Ann Minner holds the distinction of being the first in Delaware.
Coming up next on Coast TV News today, dog days are over. At least that's how this one feels. We're going to tell you how that pup and its owner are dealing with snow in Sussex County. Don't go anywhere. A big part of me being who I am is my faith, and I'm really grateful I work somewhere that accepts everybody, right? They really value people who have different backgrounds, different beliefs. They see that as a strong suit. Putting my faith towards what I do for work has been really helpful. My faith has really led me to just love everyone I come in contact with and share their stories more. I think it gives me this empathy that I wouldn't have without my beliefs.
Coast TV, our community, your news, where every story hits close to home.
Listen to 93.5 The Beach, Delmarva's rock station.
For every season, every weather moment, stay ahead with the Coast TV First Alert Weather Phone. Just call 443-880-9100. Your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Brockstead and Dallas Federico.
I've been thinking about renovating my garage floor. And suddenly, I'm seeing signs everywhere. The universe keeps hinting, even at my local gas company. Pinnacle Concrete is everywhere. And again, multiple signs at the print store. The signs are too strong to ignore. It's time to call. With so many options, my dream is taking shape. And now, I'm not just seeing signs, I'm living proof. Pinnacle Concrete Coatings, because quality matters.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new, clinically proven Legzercise Pro. the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
After using Lasercise for a week, I felt like I wanted to go for a walk again without pain like I used to.
Lasercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
It's helped with the swelling and the pain. The tingling feeling is gone.
Call right now and order your very own Lasercise Pro, the clinically proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
Stay ahead of our ever-changing coastal climate with the Coast TV First Alert Weather Team. Our team is always at work to deliver the accurate forecasts you need. With us, the weather is more than a forecast. It's a part of life.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We're Delmarva proud.
In Lewis, the one-year-old puppy gallivanted through the leftover snow. Cody and his owner were found playing at the Lewis Dog Park Tuesday afternoon. The pup was having the time of his life. The owner was ready, though, for a trip somewhere with warmer weather.
Oh, I'm not a fan of the snow. I hate the snow. In fact, we should be in Florida right now.
Yeah, all right. Seems like a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with the snow. Fair enough.
I like that guy's thought. We should be in Florida, at least Florida-like weather. First Alert meteorologist Bob Trice back with us. Instead of Florida-like weather, Bob, we got more wind and it's still cold along the coast.
Yeah. Can we just pack up Coast TV and just move it to the Florida coast for about a week?
That would be the Florida Bureau.
That would be the Florida Bureau. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Yeah, you know, hey, we have the snow, but enjoy it while it's here because it'll be gone before you know it in a couple of weeks. All right, here's our beach forecast. Fenwick Island and Ocean City, 20s this morning, lower 30s this afternoon. It will be windy, gusty winds over 30 miles per hour, some blowing and drifting snow even at the beach, and a cold ferry ride from Lewis to Rehoboth. 20s early on, windy day, gusting over 30 miles per hour. Cambridge is cold today, probably staying below freezing, breezy, and staying below freezing in Crisfield. It's cold and blustery the rest of the week, and then it looks like Saturday snow is on the way. More on that coming up in the next half hour.
Bob, also coming up after the break, a pause to honor the president. We're going to show you how U.S. officials are showing respect to former President Jimmy Carter.
Focus on flood protection. We'll have a new ordinance that could give Dewey Beach homeowners more security from flood damage.
And back to business. We're going to show you how many local stores and shops on Delmarva are reopening after the severe snowstorm closed them earlier this week. Coast TV will be right back.
At Delaware Electric Cooperative, safety is our top priority, and we need your help to keep employees safe. When you see our team working along area roadways, please slow down and move over. Delaware law requires drivers to reduce speed and move over when approaching working utility vehicles. If you can't move into other lanes, drive at least 20 miles per hour below the posted speed limit. Do your part to make sure our crews go home safe to their families every day. Slow down. Move over. It's the law.
Coaches make a difference for their athletes and communities, and we want to honor them.
Each month, the Preston Automotive Group will select a coach who makes a difference and donate $500 to their organization. Then at the end of the year, 3 of these coaches will receive an additional donation to their program.
The coach can be from any sport at any level up to and including high school.
Nominate your coach today at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com.
Delmarva Sports Network's Coach Who Makes a Difference. Sponsored by Preston Automotive Group.
You rip and tear your old statements and bills, but thieves use this information to steal your identity. Don't be a victim. Get the ID Police, the new ink roller that encrypts all your old documents. So before you throw it out, just roll it on, and your information is gone, both on the front and through the back. Even if the paper is held up to the light, even your medical information is safe with the ID Police. So block it out before you throw it out. Order now and get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 and get free shipping too. This offer is not available on Amazon, so call or click now to get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 with free shipping. Order now.
Call 1-800-803-0512. That's 1-800-803-0512. Or visit getidpolice.com. So call 1-800-803-0512 now.
Now on Coast TV News.
The icy cold weather continues this morning with feels like temperatures in the teens and 20s. Bundle up, the Arctic cold hangs around through the week with another chance of accumulating snow on Saturday. Details coming up.
I'll give you a live update on road conditions as state officials continue to tackle cleanup efforts.
Store snow strategies, how local businesses are adjusting to conditions that are affecting both car and foot traffic.
Life and legacy honored, how the nation is paying respects to former President Jimmy Carter.
This is Coast TV News Today.
January 8th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
Yeah, we're approaching 5:30 on this Monday morning. Paige, the spots on the sidewalk where I live where the sun hits, snow's basically gone. It did its job, melted, but unfortunately, I have a number of spots that are almost always in the shade.
Yeah, definitely. On my way in today, a lot of roads, back roads that have not been touched. And these are like main, not highways, but like main roads. So I'm a little confused what the plows have been up to. I haven't seen them in a while.
I think the shade, like if it doesn't get that sunlight, I think that affects it.
Well, then let's bring a plow in. That could help, but I don't know. Maybe they're waiting for the potential snow that's coming Saturday, Bob, because you've been letting us know. We might have to hunker down one more time.
Have to hunker down one more time, and keep in mind too, any road that you travel on that is in trees or in a shady spot is more than likely snow covered and icy. If it's in the sun and exposed, it's getting sun and it's melting and then refreezing during the evening hours. Primary roads are in good shape. The secondary roads still icy and snow covered. 24 in Delmar right now, 24 in Georgetown, Milton 25, 25 in Bethany Beach, and we've got breezy conditions and at times winds gusting to 20 miles per hour. Feels like temperatures not horrendous but cold into the teens to around 20 in Redden and Milton right now as we're looking at some mid to high level clouds, but we're in this persistent northwesterly flow. Some lake effect snow showers to our north and west. We're looking at sun and clouds today. Cold conditions, lower 20s this morning. If you are venturing out, once again, those secondary roads are still tricky and slippery. Main roads and highways are pretty good. We're looking at temperatures near 30 by noon and a few clouds by afternoon, and temperatures still below freezing and windy. Once again, in the sun, we'll see some melting, but in the shade, it will not be. And then refreeze this evening as temperatures fall back into the 20s. So tricky if you're running. Really be careful out there as we have the slick sidewalks and roads. Temperatures pretty much below freezing all day and gusty winds as well.
Thank you so much. Well, now the dig out from the snow, of course, is underway, and that includes clearing out, like we just mentioned, a lot of our roads still.
Yeah, and experiencing what the roads are like, we have Coast TV's Elisa Weber. She is live in the First Alert Weather Jeep. Elisa, last time we checked in with you, you were making your way on Coastal Highway in Sussex County.
Good morning, Matt and Paige. Yes, I'm still on Coastal Highway. We're actually headed now towards the Indian River Inlet Bridge to see what it's like down this way. And currently, these roads still are clear on this part of Coastal Highway, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. Now, one thing that we do need to be careful of is that black ice. Yesterday, when the sun came out, we did see everything kind of start to melt, which is a great thing. But then when it gets super cold at night and early in the morning, like right now, that all turns to ice. And some of the back roads, when I was driving in, it'd be okay, and then all of a sudden you would hit a patch of ice. You need to be extra cautious just because conditions can vary. But right now, on those main roads on Coastal Highway, we are seeing okay conditions. But as always, drive slowly and carefully. Back to you.
All right, thanks to Lisa Weber. On the roads in Sussex County and the snow keeping a number of store doors shut and many drivers off the road. After Monday's storm, some businesses attempted to open back up on Tuesday, hoping to see people back inside.
Yeah, but as Coast TV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us, there weren't too many people shopping throughout the day.
The calm after the storm is exactly what it looked like on the coast and at some shops and stores Tuesday as the continued snowy conditions kept most people at home.
This is the biggest snowfall I've seen since we've been here.
Most businesses on Rehoboth Ave and 2nd Street in Lewis were closed, and the ones that were open didn't see many customers.
Downtown was still pretty much a mess at 9 o'clock this morning.
Tracy Rosetto owns Critter Beach in Rehoboth.
People were walking around, checking out downtown, checking out the snow, but unfortunately nobody was really shopping or, ventured in to do any shopping into the store today.
Over in Lewis, Rod Pask with R&L Liquor was open both Monday and Tuesday and says he expects more and more customers as the week goes on.
It's going to pick up. I think Del Dot's they've done a great job on the roads. So, yes, I think we'll see some more traffic this week. until Saturday when I guess it's supposed to snow again.
Most of the stores and businesses I walked by Tuesday were closed, but I did get to visit a couple of them, and those business owners said that they think they're not seeing many customers because the road conditions are still too slippery. As more snow is expected to make its way to the coast this weekend, it might be a good idea to get any errands and shopping all out of the way ahead of time. In Lewis, Brendan Conroy, Coast TV News.
Happening today at noon, the 447th session of the Maryland General Assembly begins. Several legislators representing the Eastern Shore saying one bill they want to pass is a bill from last session. It would prevent roadside panhandling in Wycomico County. Another bill that could be introduced would be lowering the sales tax from 6 to 5%, but expanding it to other goods and services that are not taxed right now.
New this morning in Dewey Beach, continuing work on how to deal with street flooding in the town. A public hearing is scheduled on an ordinance that would allow homeowners to increase freeboard height by 1 additional foot. This is for properties in flood zones. This comes after town council approved an ordinance in October that required freeboards be 2 feet tall. A freeboard is a structure that goes underneath a home to lift it off the ground. The town says this additional foot of height would be a voluntary measure for homeowners.
We're now going to take a live look going into Washington, D.C. That's a live look at the casket of the 39th President of the United States, Jimmy Carter, of course, draped with the American flag. People continue to pay their respects going into today. Carter died on December 29th, and he'll be buried tomorrow afternoon back at his home in Georgia after a funeral service at the National Cathedral in Washington. The body of the late president, Jimmy Carter, arrived at the Capitol yesterday afternoon, accompanied by his family. Members of Congress and other dignitaries gathered inside the rotunda to pay their respects at a memorial service. Congressional leaders, along with Vice President Kamala Harris, delivered eulogies praising Carter's work in office, faith, and volunteerism.
We meet in this sacred hall of self-government to honor an extraordinary man, a man who modeled the virtues of service and citizenship, as well as any other American.
Jimmy Carter was that all too rare example of a gifted man who also walks with humility, modesty, and grace.
Carter's body will be lying in state through Thursday morning. That's when there will be a service for him at the National Cathedral.
Got a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Still coming up this morning, more weed rules in Milford. We're going to tell you the latest proposal regarding how businesses operate.
Also, a former NFL star gets a fresh start in the first state, and we'll also show you that and get you ready for the first round of the NFL playoffs.
But first, Ocean City Police took some time to enjoy the massive snowfall while helping out in D.C. over the weekend. We're going to tell you what major event called on the help of the coastal cops. Stick with us on Coast TV News today.
We salute Jason Hudson. As Jason concluded his tenure as fire chief at the end of the year, he dedicated his time and passion to the Blades Fire Company. Known for his caring nature and strong work ethic, Jason has consistently gone above and beyond in training and mentoring others. Stepping down as chief in 2025, he will continue to serve in a leadership role within the officer line. Jason's commitment to developing both junior and probationary members has been instrumental in enhancing their skills and readiness. We are proud to recognize Jason as a leader who has significantly contributed to the advancement and safety of his team.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Coverage on the road, in your community, along the coast. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town, the IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep. Coverage you can count on.
It's the incredible Red Dog, the amazing universal socket tool that fits, grips, and tightens virtually any fastener. Look at all the different sizes and shapes, nuts, bolts, and screws. Any head will do. Red Dog grabs on tight and locks into place fast. It replaces hundreds of different tools, yet it's smaller than a battery. 54 telescoping steel pins mold around any object. Then, up to 150 pounds of torque knock out rusted fasteners. You can get Red Dog for just $19.99. Breaking news: Red Dog may be discontinued. Due to supply chain shortages, Red Dog is stopping manufacturing immediately. There's a strict limit of 3 per order while supplies last. Order now.
Call 1-800-519-7208. That's 1-800-519-7208 or visit byreddog.com. Call 1-800-519-7208 now.
Local news is really important, especially right now. Local news is still largely trusted by the people in the community that they cover, and a big part of that is because we're out in the community every day. We're meeting people, we're talking to people, we're telling their specific stories, because there's a lot of people that want to know what's going on here. There's a lot of people that have opinions about what's going on here. That matters from a journalistic standpoint.
Coast TV, our community, your news, where every story hits close to home.
Hi, this is Jimmy Hoppa inviting you to join us as we take the cross to the country. Christian country and Southern gospel, all to celebrate our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Taking the cross to the country, Sunday mornings at 8 on Coast Country, sponsored by Fitzgerald Salvage and Recycling.
5:40 on this very cold Wednesday morning. Dry Tech, Cam, and Ocean City, 26 degrees, but the wind feeling much colder than that. 25 in Milton and Redmond right now. Salisbury, not 37. That center is acting up. Probably more like 25 there because the rest of us are in the mid-20s right now. We're seeing winds that are gusting 15 to even 20 miles per hour at the coast. So those feels like temperatures are in the teens to around 24 in Rehoboth. Feels like 18 in Bethany Beach, 15 in Georgetown. Bundle up, take it slow. The roads are slick. We are seeing some mid to high level clouds. Otherwise, we will see some sunshine today, but it remains very cold with a northwest flow and a cold ferry ride over to Cape May. Temperatures in the 20s to around 30 degrees by noon. Windy, winds gusting over 30. Those wind chills way down there. Call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone another way to get your forecast. Sponsored by Brockstead, Mandalis, Federico.
The Ocean City Police Department, they had quite a fun snow day on Monday. This is in Washington, D.C. Now, the department was standing by. They had a couple of resources there to help if needed as the election results for president were certified. Now, luckily, as you can see, they were able to mostly enjoy the snow.
Rehoboth Beach Police say the department is hiring for seasonal officers. According to the agency, people looking to apply can just visit the city's website. The position offers over $20 an hour and $500 signing bonus. There's also the potential for internship credits. All training is paid.
Sunday night, Coast TV, the place to be, NFL playoffs, and we have Paige's beloved Burgundy and Gold taking on Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And right after the game, stay right here for your local news coverage.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
The college football season on the peninsula has officially wrapped up. But it didn't take long for Delaware State to reignite the football flames when they brought Deshaun Jackson into the program. Today, Deshaun Jackson will officially be introduced as the new head coach of Delaware State football after a stellar 16-year NFL career as a player. He'll get his first shot at coaching up in Dover. He joins Michael Vick as the second ex-pro to take an HBCU job this offseason. We'll have coverage from the presser at noon. To the NFL for one of Jackson's former teams. The second-seeded Eagles host the 7th-seeded Green Bay Packers in the wild card round of the NFL playoffs. Remember, Philly beat the Packers back on September 6th in Brazil to open the year. Kickoff is Sunday at 4:30 p.m. in Philadelphia, airing on Fox 21. And more local action as Baltimore hosts Pittsburgh. The Ravens are on a 4-game win streak, including a 34-17 home win over Pittsburgh back on December 21st. This is the 5th postseason matchup between these teams. Baltimore is 1-3 versus the Steelers in the playoffs, but won most recently in 2014. Game time is Saturday at 8 p.m. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day, everyone.
And coming up tonight on DSN at 5, women's college basketball. Salisbury University hosts McDaniel. And at 7 p.m., the men's team will take on Marymount. At 10:30, it is the final score.
Los Angeles declared a state of emergency amid some dangerous conditions that have also caused some cancellations in Hollywood. David Daniel has that and some more in your Hollywood Minute.
We can't choose when to be great. We can only hope to be great when it counts.
You make people believe in something. You are unstoppable.
Anthony Robles is indeed unstoppable in the biopic starring Jarrell Jerome and Jennifer Lopez. But the film's planned LA premiere Tuesday was another story. Amazon MGM canceled the film's red carpet event in West Hollywood amid fires fueled by a windstorm. including a blaze in nearby Pacific Palisades that grew quickly to more than 1,200 acres, destroying homes, prompting evacuation orders for tens of thousands of people, and pouring smoke into the Los Angeles sky. The Hollywood premiere of Universal's Wolfman was also canceled Tuesday due to the fires and high winds. Glenn Close has 3 Golden Globes, 3 Primetime Emmys, and 8 Oscar nominations, and she's set to receive her latest awards Saturday. AARP's Movies for Grown-Ups is giving the actress this year's Career Achievement Award. She'll be honored at the Movies for Grown-Ups Awards ceremony in Beverly Hills. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Here's a look at our tidal health cam in Salisbury. You can see we've got some traffic out there. These roads at times are dry, at times there's snow and ice covered, especially those secondary roads, still a little rough, so watch out for that. Otherwise, the big snow is gone for now. It's cold and breezy. That continues the rest of the week with another shot of accumulating snow looking more likely now on Saturday, especially in the morning. I'll have your forecast details coming up in 2 minutes.
Listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. We are Delmarva proud.
Today at 4 on Coast Life, how a local organization is changing lives in Sussex County by helping the homeless, hungry, and those in need. Plus, in the Great Debate, a cozy snow day or clear skies. Today at 4 on Coast TV.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. It has the motor and blades built right into the lid, so blend a shake at the gym, make pina coladas by poolside, or grind coffee beans for an iced cold brew on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 with free shipping. You'll also get 2 sipping lids, a second container, and the sports lid. Get it all for just $29.99. Order now.
Step into the spotlight and join Coast Life, where every day is fun, fresh, and full of energy. We're searching for a vibrant co-host to bring style, personality, and excitement to our daily lifestyle show. From fashion and entertainment to home decor and seasonal trends, you'll connect with viewers and make every moment unforgettable. Think you're ready to shine? Apply now at drapermediajobs.com and show us what you've got. We are an equal opportunity employer.
Stay ahead of our ever-changing coastal climate with the Coast TV First Alert Weather Team. From the early morning to the late evening, our team is always at work to deliver the accurate forecasts you need. Whether bracing for a stormy day or enjoying a peaceful indoor moment, we're here to ensure you're fully prepared for Delmarva's diverse weather patterns. The Coast TV First Alert Weather Team. With us, the weather is more than a forecast. It's a part of life. Get the Coast TV First Alert Weather app with live satellite and radar, severe weather alerts, and extended forecast. Download the free Coast TV First Alert Weather app, sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
It is 5:47 on your Wednesday. Let's take a live look right now at Salisbury. Roads looking a little better there, Bob. We checked in with that camera yesterday. Better this morning, but we know still got to watch out for that black ice.
Absolutely. That is treacherous. And that's the problem, is that you get that melting on the pavement as we go throughout the day, and then the sun goes down, and then we have the refreeze. So this is what we saw yesterday, a lot of blowing and drifting snow in the open areas. As we're still digging out, still some blowing and drifting today, and then we will see some water and slush on the highways in the sun. Once the sun goes down, watch for refreeze. Barely cold, wind chills single digits and teens, really cold as we head into Thursday. Then we're watching the coast Saturday for the threat for yes, more accumulating snow. Temperatures out there now, 26 in Ocean City, 24 in Rehoboth and Georgetown. Delmar, you're at 24, and we've got wind gusts around 15 to 20 miles per hour. So temperature and wind combined, driving those feels like temperatures into the teens and 20s now. 24 Ocean Pines, feels like 20 in Rehoboth, but 15 in Georgetown and 17 in Bethany Beach. So bundle up and watch out below foot this morning as we're looking at those slippery conditions out there. We're looking at some clouds moving through right now, nothing in the way of precipitation as we're looking at a northwesterly flow as the Arctic air continues to pour out of Canada across the plains. The good news is no storms brewing across this area yet, but that will change as we go into the weekend. Futurecast this morning, temperatures slowly creeping up through the 20s. The breeze is picking up throughout the day. By noon, right around 30 in Millsboro, Selbyville, and into Delmar, 29 in Dewey Beach, and in the direct sun, we will see some melting, but then as the sun goes down, we will be looking at that refreeze. By 4 o'clock, 20s and low 30s, and then just plain cold through the overnight hours. By Thursday morning, we're into the upper teens, actual temperatures, and then with those winds revving up, feeling like single digits, really cold, and another cold and windy Thursday on the way with temperatures in the 20s to around 30. Look at these yellow and red arrows indicating those strong winds gusting to at least 30 miles per hour this afternoon. And as we go into this evening, still breezy. And then Thursday, those winds ramp up 6 a.m. Looking at winds 25 to 30, gusting close to 40 as we go into the afternoon, driving down those wind chills and feeling like teens today. And then look at this, as we go into Thursday morning, we're feeling like single digits at 8 a.m. And then by tomorrow afternoon, still very cold. Here's that system on Saturday. Low pressure tracking to our south. We're looking at snow developing across the area. Saturday morning could give us a coating to a couple of inches of snow. Right now, it does not look like a direct hit. It looks like the brunt of it stays to the south with a glancing blow, but still a good chance of snow. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast is a cold one. 30 today, 17 tonight. Windy on Thursday, only 32, but a really cold day. And then Friday, no picnic either, 34. And then snow, especially Saturday morning with a yellow alert, and we could see a couple of inches more on accumulations as we go through today and tomorrow. And then 35 Sunday. By Monday, 39, partly cloudy as we do start to melt the snow and we start to get a break from the storms as well.
Never sounded so warm, Bob. Thank you. CoastTV will continue to be your source for the winter storm. We'll continue to have coverage on your TV, on coasttv.com, our apps, and our radio stations. We are your source for this weather event. New this morning, many communities are reopening after conditions cleared from the severe snowfall in Dewey Beach. The town says that Town Hall will be reopening at 8:30 today with trash pickup scheduled as well. Maintenance teams will begin clearing sidewalks, and then in Greenwood, Town Hall there will open at 10 a.m. today. Council meeting will take place at 6 this evening. Milton trash and recycling will be picked up on Thursday and Friday, respectively, and Delaware state offices in Sussex County, those will reopen at 10 a.m. today as well.
Now, we got developing news in Milford. The city is considering a new rule to manage marijuana businesses. The Milford Council will hold a public meeting on this January 13th to discuss the proposed rule. This would update the city's zoning code to include marijuana businesses like stores that sell marijuana, places that grow it, and facilities that make marijuana products. The new rule would set specific guidelines on where and how these businesses can operate, and if it is approved, it takes effect 10 days later.
Coming up next on Coast TV News today, the first person in the U.S. to have a severe case of the bird flu has died. We're going to tell you what experts say this could mean for the future of this illness.
And a snowy scene in Salisbury this morning, looking over SU on the Spicer Brothers cam. Lots of snow, still some slick roads out there as we're still digging out from the big snow with cold and breezy conditions the rest of the week. And yes, another shot of accumulating snow looking likely, especially Saturday morning. Your 10-day forecast is coming up next.
Turn your dreams of a perfect kitchen into reality with That Cabinet Store, where a dedicated team of designers will bring your vision to life. Whether it's traditional or European, kitchen design is our specialty. And we can get your fully customized kitchen cabinets installed in as little as 4 weeks, semi-custom in 10 days. And if you're looking for new countertops, we offer quality in-house fabricated countertops. Dream today, designs for tomorrow at That Cabinet Store, located with Matt the Carpet Guy in Selbyville and Salisbury.
Find your next job at the Delmarva Job Fair, sponsored by the Stokely Center and the Maryland Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services. Join us Saturday, February 1st from 10 to 2 at Delaware Tech in Georgetown. Employers in healthcare, construction, retail, and more. Plus, the Delaware Department of Labor will also be on site for resume tips and advice to help you stand out. Take the next step in your career at this one-day hiring event. Learn more at WBOCevents.com.
You push it. You try to hold them shut, but your doors won't stay closed no matter what. Introducing Ruby Monkey Magnets. Ultra-thin magnetic plates that will keep your doors and drawers shut. Just peel to reveal the super strong adhesive. Place the monkey, then the magnet, and close. Installation is that simple, and now you have a door that will stay shut. The secret is the ultra-strong industrial magnet's powerful attraction that holds tight. Monkey magnets work on most surfaces and are perfect for cabinets, dresser drawers, sliding closet doors, and more. Even your outdoor problems are solved in an instant because they're corrosion and rust resistant. Call or go online now to get 8 sets of monkey magnets for only $9.99. Due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get monkey magnets at this low price. There is a strict limit of 1 house pack per order. Call now.
Call 1-800-453-9032. That's 1-800-453-9032. Call or visit getmonkeymagnets.com. So call 1-800-453-9032 now.
Come home to Crawl Street Tavern, where everyone's a local. Home to the Crawl Daddy Light Craft Beer. Start your day off right with breakfast classics. Indulge in your favorite pub grub, amazing wings, and killer crab cakes. Live music every weekend. Located on Waikomico Street, just steps away from the Ocean City Boardwalk.
The first person to have a severe case of bird flu in the U.S. has died. This is according to the Louisiana Department of Health.
And Mandy Gaither shows us more on the patient's medical past and what it could mean for the future of the bird flu virus.
The current public health risk remains low, but Monday, Louisiana Department of Health released this statement reporting the death of the first U.S. patient hospitalized with severe H5N1 bird flu, saying the patient was over the age of 65, reported to have underlying medical conditions, and contracted H5N1 after being exposed to a combination of backyard flocks and wild birds.
There's still no evidence of person-to-person transmission.
But health experts fear virus mutations may allow H5N1 to spread among humans in the future, while Louisiana health officials said that their investigation found no other human cases linked to the patient who died. Flu experts have been warning that the H5N1 virus could bare its teeth as infections spread.
That's one important thing for people to know, is that if they've handled dead birds or sick animals, especially cats, for example, they've ingested raw milk, and they have flu-like symptoms, headache, sore throat, shortness of breath, cough, that they let their providers know.
Health officials say the best protection is to avoid sources of exposure. Don't touch sick or dead animals or their droppings. Keep pets away from sick or dead animals and their feces. Don't eat uncooked or undercooked foods. Avoid unpasteurized raw milk or cheeses. And if you work on a dairy or poultry farm, consider getting a seasonal flu vaccine to reduce risk of co-infection with more common flu viruses. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And the U.S. Department of Agriculture says that if you find dead wild birds on your property, to contact the State Wildlife Agency or State Health Department so that the animal can be collected and tested.
It's now 5:57 this morning, and we're going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
Today's coastal pet of the day, looking very warm by that fireplace. Ooh, very toasty there. That is Bella on your screen, and Bella is doing, well, I think what we all wish we were doing right now. She was submitted to us by Cindy in Salisbury.
And we want to see all your pets on Delmarva. Keep sending us photos. Tell us what makes them so special.
You can scan that QR code at the top of your screen to get your friends to us here at Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
5:57, and it's time for a look at your forecast before you head out your door.
Yeah, we're expecting to see another day of snow clearing, Bob.
That's right. You know, sky conditions fine. It's the ground. The roads will be slick, and it will be pretty icy as well, so watch out for that. Temperatures in the 20s this morning, but with the wind feeling like teens. We do get close to the freezing mark, but not quite. A high around 30, and feels like temperatures in the teens. So anything that does melt during the day, well, that will be refreezing as we go into the evening hours. Paul Davis, 10-day forecast. Temperatures do climb a little bit, but it's another windy, cold day on Thursday, mostly cloudy Friday. Yellow alert Saturday for some accumulating snow, maybe a couple of inches, and then drier Sunday, and then tropical-like by Monday with a high of 39 and partly cloudy skies.
Coming up at 6, we'll give you a live update on road conditions in case you're planning on driving today. All that and more when Coast TV News Today returns.